Take two. What do you mean take two? It didn't come out. You mean I did almost 9 minutes of video and it didn't come out? Yep. So yeah, it's take two, and a while back I did do a. I've said all this before, but I thought I had to go through it all over again because I did it directly through YouTube, and as soon as I was almost gonna wrap up, it just went. Something went wrong. Error. Pardon my language. Right. A little while back, I did do a video about possibly doing Google Hangout games. I've narrowed it down to a few games that I really am going to run within the next year or so. I'm not 100% certain. It all depends really. I'd like to do the first one in March. Maybe sooner, it may drop a little bit later, because there's just so many things going on, like the RPG that I'm working on, like I've got my college course, so that's happening, a few real life things going on, gaming convention I'm setting up, and my boarding school reunion. It's a pretty busy time of things for me anyway. But these are just some of the games that I will be running over the next year. I will start off with the first one that I'll probably start with, actually, and it's this one, the Warlock of Firetop Mountain Advanced Titan Fantasy. That'll be in I don't know how many sessions it would take to do. I would find this one of the most easiest ones to run. I pretty much know the story anyway, a lot of people does, but it'd be interesting to run it with the four characters or something like that. So that might be run in March, and it's something I am actually looking forward to doing. You see, it'd be something different anyway. It's something different for me to try it. Google Hangout games. The next one, which I may run at the Games Expo, I'm not 100% sure yet. It'll be the Code of the Space Lanes, which is a very rules light game. It probably really is suited for ones over the video over the net. So that one, yeah, I haven't read the rules yet. I had a quick demo, half hour. To be honest, that's my only criticism to do with the demos. They need to be an hour. Half hour, you barely get into it and say, time's up. Honestly, that's one thing I'd like to change to do with the demos, especially with Dragon Meat. Please make it an hour. Even if you're going to have more people running stuff, you can get a fair whack at the game rather than half hour, which is barely enough time to really do that much. An hour is not a heck of a lot of time, but at least you get a real good taste of it rather than the nibble. So that's my only criticism to do with Dragon Meat. After that one, I don't know exactly if these are going to go in order, is the Witch Hunter, the Invisible World. Different for me, never run that type of game, let alone the Code of Space Lanes type of game, so running this one be interesting, with the players playing Witch Hunters, facing against demons, devils, and facing against the Anniversary, which is the devil, but they call it the Adversary. My tongue in right. That will be a great one to run at some point. Quite rules light for me. So I think this is, if there's any games that I would say, oh, I'm a new GM, which RPG should I go for? I wouldn't say it would be D&D or a Pathfinder or something like that, I would actually say something like this, or actually this game. If you want to try something different, you want to go along a more gothic route, don't go far wrong. So yeah, this those. Then there is this one, which felt to me, as explained in the last vid, that got cut off. I like the premise to it. The mechanics are okay, but it did feel a bit, maybe a little bit rushed. But probably it looked more like the guy gave up halfway through and just couldn't be bothered to finish it properly. Like the some of the what skills or flaws you've got to really come up yourself. It just puts a little bit more work for the GM and the player. I do not like that as such. Not saying, you know, got to make it super easy for players or GMs and hand it everything on the plate, but for me, it's just, there was some just sloppy work in this game. That, and it had some interesting background to it, and yet it felt half finished. This book should have been twice the size. It should have been, that sort of world should have been fleshed out a lot better. It should have had at least one city with a map of one city and just some better stuff in it, more detailed background to it, and just stuff like that. It's such a shame because I do think this one had potential, but as it is, it's okay. It's pretty much under the new before bracket because of just the way it comes across with me. I'd sort of like to know what people think on that one. I did do a review of that, I think, a while back. But the final one, which will be probably this will build up to a mini campaign with this. I'm not sure yet on when I get that, especially this one. But be interesting to do would be the Conan RPG. I will lead up to this at some point, but that's the plan for me, to go along those books, play those books, and play those games, and see how I feel. I'm going to see how I feel, especially after the first one's under my belt. I'm going to see how I feel about carrying on. So if I did the Warlock for a Top Mountain, and then go from there, I think I'll enjoy it. I'll enjoy the experience. It'd be new. It'd be fresh for me. Maybe it feel like GMing for the first time again, because of the different medium, being that it's over a camera, over the internet. And this is the thing. This is the advice that I did wanted. Is advice with these games over Google Hangouts and stuff like that. I know RudeDM, you did do a little bit of advice, but I do need a video really giving out all the advice, all the tricks, all the tips that could help someone that is probably pretty experienced as a GM when it comes with the running games for people. Either at my place or at my mate's place or wherever. When it comes to online games, it is a different medium. It's sort of like when it comes to dice rolling as well. I know, how do you go about that? I know there are some sites where, like the Fighting Fantasy game, I played the Prison Breakout with RudeDM, which is pretty fun. It did carry on for a while, but that was fun. You can see the dice rolls and stuff like that. Do go along, do along that route, or just trust the players on their dice rolls. I mean, you probably will barely get to see the dice rolls, and they'd say a certain number is rolled, and we do take that as face value. I like to trust the players anyway, so for me, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't mind going down that route. It doesn't worry me because I think why would someone lie about their dice rolling, to be honest? I just can't see it, to be honest. So yeah, that would be helpful. Plus, I think because I would like to run at least one game at the expo, but when it comes down to it, it's actually constructing the adventures for expo, because you've got to do it for one shot, you've got to do it for a 3-4 hour window. So advice on that, tips, tricks, anything like that would be really great and handy for me, and actually for anyone else that wants to run some at a gaming convention, because it's not just the expo. I'll be running some if I can get the one in Bristol sorted out, I'll be running there as well, and that one may have a playtest version of the game I'm working on. I don't know if I'll be quite ready, possibly will be ready on a playtest version of what I'm working on, which is the Wildcard West. I've actually done a logo for it as well, which I'm pretty happy with. I used the Cortex thing to do it, just make do sort of thing. And I have spoke to a family member, and they said about something called Create Space, where you can literally publish stuff well, it didn't really cost you anything. You get the money through the purchases people make, which I think is quite interesting. It would make it, if I did do it that way, I don't think so, I don't know. But it would make things, very, very cheap to do it that way. Now, obviously, there's something worth considering, even though it's quite an unusual route to take, because I don't think anybody has done RPGs done it that way. I mean, they do spend a lot of money on production, art, stuff like that. At the moment, it looks like we've got pretty much zip of the money for artwork and everything else. I mean, a mate of mine will probably be doing the editing. I'll just keep on writing, and I'm not too bad with certain things. And there's one other thing, I am going to go back to drawing. People that don't know, I did used to do sketchwork. I did used to draw. I would like to get back to that again. You see, because to be honest, the wargame painting just completely overtook things when I was doing that. I felt not really worried to put pencil to paper. Would like to do that. Anyway, it's rumbling on here, so thanks for watching, and hopefully catch you next time.